In this video, I'm gonna explain the logic behind reversing a number and check whether the given number is palindrome or not. Let's start the video with an example. Given n is equals to 123. Now, what's the reverse of this number? That is 321, right? Is this number is palindrome? It is not a palindrome. If it is palindrome, it should be same even if we read from forward direction or from backward direction, right? 121, is this palindrome? Yes, it is palindrome because if you read from forward or from backward, it is same, that is 121, right? Now let's understand the logic behind the reversing a number. See, when we are reversing a number, the last most digit is the first digit, right? So to reverse a number, first we need the last digit. So how we can retrieve that? Using the modulus operator. How? See, 5 modulus 2 is equals to 1 and 5 modulus 10. What is the value? It is 5. In the same way, 123 modulus 10. What is the value? 3. Because 12 into 10 is 120 and 123 minus 120 is 3. Okay. First we have retrieved the last last digit. Now we have to retrieve second digit. If we want to retrieve the second digit, the number should be 12, right? So how we can make this 123 as 12? 123 by 10. It gives 12, right? Okay. Now after that, what we have to do? We have to retrieve the last digit. How? 12 modulus 10 is equals to 2. Again 12 by 10 is equals to 1. Then 1 modulus 10 is equals to 1. 1 by 10, 0. And 0 modulus 10 is equals to 0. So when we are getting 0, we have to stop at this condition. Okay, it is fine. Now we are having 3, 2, 1 as separate digits, right? So this is not this one. 3, 2, 1. We have to combine these 3 digits. How we can combine? If we make like 3 into 10 is equals to 30. Then 30 plus 2 is equals to 32. Again 32 into 10 plus 1 is equals to 321, right? But how we can do that? After performing this modulus operation, we have to perform this one. Now let me explain with the variables. Now let's say we are having n, that is the given number, is equals to 123. Now we have to calculate the reverse. So first we need the remainder, right? Remainder is equals to 123, or we can say n modulus 10 is equals to 123 modulus 10 is equals to 3. Now we have to calculate the reverse. So reverse is equal to previous reverse value into 10 plus this remainder. So what is the value? 0 into 10 plus 3 is equals to 3. Then we have to update the n value. N is equals to n by 10 is equals to 123 divided by 10 is equals to 12, right? So this is the iterative statements we have to perform up to n is equal to 0. When n is equals to 0, we have to stop these statements. So as these are iterative statements, we have to place these statements inside one loop. Either it is for loop or while loop, but we don't know when the n will become 0. So in this case, we have to use while loop. Now, why I have placed reverse into 10? At first, the reverse, I will initialize the reverse is equal to 0 at starting. Later, it will update here the reverse, here the remainder, here the n. So in next time, this is first iteration. In the second iteration, what will be the n value? N is equals to 12. Now remainder is equals to 12 modulus 10 is equals to 2. So now the updated remainder is 2. Then reverse, previous reverse value, that is 3. 3 into 10 plus remainder is equals to 30 plus 2. It is 32. Now n is equals to 12 by 10. So the value of n is, so in third iteration, n is equals to 1. And the same thing. So when n becomes 0, we have to exit the loop. Right? Now let's write the code for this. Int n is equals to 123. Then what we need? Reverse is equal to 0. Then remainder. So now what are the iterative statements here? Remainder is equals to given number n modulus 10. Then we have to update the reverse value. Reverse is equals to previous reverse value into 10 plus the remainder value. Then we have to update the value of n. N is equals to n by 10. Now as these three statements are iterative statements, we have to write inside a loop. So what is the loop? While loop. Now how the condition should be? N not equal to 0. When n is not equal to 0, then the control will enter into this loop. When n becomes 0, it will exit this loop. When the control comes out of this loop, it will return, or the reverse value will contain exact reverse of n. So let's print this reverse value. System.out.print reverse. So what's the output? 321. What is the given input? 123. 1 2 3 4 5. Let's run the code. So what is the output? 5 4 3 2 1. It is exactly the reverse of given number. Now we have to check whether the given number is palindrome or not. 121 is palindrome, right? Now what is the condition to check whether the given number is palindrome or not? If the given number is equals the reverse of given number, then given number is palindrome. It is palindrome. Else it is not palindrome. So write that statement. I am leaving that one. But there is one glitch in this code. You know what? When we are performing, or when we are checking this n is equal to reverse, at this time the value of n is equal to 0. So to avoid that, you have to take another variable, that is temp is equals to n. Now we have to use this temporary variable here. Why I am taking temporary variable? Because after completing this while statement, the value of n will become 0. So to avoid that, I am using temporary variable in which I am storing the given number and checking the temporary variable with the reverse number. So 121 is palindrome. I will give 1 2 1 2. So it is not palindrome. 1 2 1 2 1. Is this palindrome? Yes, it is palindrome. If you understand the logic behind this reversing a number, comment logic is clear. Right? Now I am having one task for you. Given number is 123 and your task is to find the sum of digits in the given number. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this is the task. I hope the task is clear and you will do it.